Well, Steelers Nation, Sunday's game proved exactly what I said a couple weeks ago about Thursday Night Football being bullshit. There is no reason that good teams should play on any Thursday besides opening weekend and Thanksgiving. Leave your Thursday Night Footballs for your Jets, Jags, Browns, and Titans. Clearly, Cleveland got up for that Thursday night game because it was supposed to be nice and snowy, and Jameis Winston is a nut job and enjoys that type of stuff, or wants to be some sort of prophet and make everybody enjoy him. But when push comes to shove, you saw who the real team was. Thursday night, your good teams aren't going to let their stars out there to get hurt, Myles Garrett was not necessarily silenced today, but he didn't have the impact that he did Thursday night because we're actually looking for something. We're not looking for a gimmick game to get up for and get our home crowds excited about. We came out on a Sunday when football should be played. Monday nights are okay, Sunday nights are okay, but Sunday during the day is when games should be played. But anyways, I'll get off my soapbox and talk about the actual game. As far offensively, Russell Wilson, kind of a pedestrian game after the Cincinnati outburst, but it just goes to show that you can win multiple ways, which is impressive, considering a lot of us thought he was washed and on the heap to go out and wanted Fields to play instead. But 15 to 26, 158, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. You can't complain about that. That's just what you're looking for to get you a win. As far as rushing, Najee Harris had a rough game, 16 carries for 53 yards. He did have a 20-yard run, which is nice, and a touchdown. So aside from that 3.3-yard average, I'd say it was a productive day. Jaylen Warren, after coming off that injury, it's taken him a while to get to where he is now, but he looks good. He looks to fulfill that third down pass-catching role. Had 9 carries, 47 yards. Russell Wilson with 6 carries, 17 yards. He's getting out there scrambling. He's hearing everybody call for Justin Fields when a quarterback run is necessary, but he's showing that he can do it as well. So, and then Cordell Patterson, I don't know what Arthur Smith's deal is, why he keeps giving him carries, but 4 rushes, 3 yards, 1 fumble. That fumble was crucial. You can't have a cold back in there running that play at that time of game when you're trying to run down clock. I know he was trying to get more yards out of it, but it shouldn't have even been him out there. It should have been either Jalen or Najee. Receiving, we got the word early in the day. We heard Friday that George had tweaked his hamstring, and he went out for Sunday morning and gave it a go and wasn't able to go, so we had to sit him down. He was inactive. So you're without that main threat. You want to see who steps up. But like last week, we had 10 guys catch the ball, and this week we had 9 guys catch the ball. So you're short that one guy that didn't play. But, huge game out of Pat. 1 touchdown, 3 targets, 3 catches. I'd like to see those targets be a little bit more, but you can't, fault him for catching everything thrown his way and hitting that huge seam route down the middle for that touchdown. Scotty Miller and Mike Williams stepped up big in the absence of George Pickens. Mike Williams, 4 targets, 3 catches. Those are his first 3 catches since that game winner against Washington. So he did pretty well. Scotty Miller had a huge catch to kind of keep the drive alive right before Cordell Patterson fumbled, but that's neither here nor there. But offensively, overall, I enjoyed the game plan. We started off slow. We always kind of start off slow, which I don't understand why you have a whole week of preparation where you script those first few plays and we can't ever seem to get anything going. It just kind of seems like we need to come out Sunday at 10 o'clock and run a few plays against a hard defense, and then we'll be ready to play a full game. But you're running into a stretch of games where you can't start that slow and hope to end up winning a game. But we'll see how the offense comes along. It's a lot better than offenses of the past, post 2018 Ben elbow injury offenses. So pretty happy about where we're at. Defensively, a huge game defensively out of all the stars. Once again, I feel like I say this every week. Cam, all you people out there that don't want to pay the old man his money, he is making you eat your words. Where's his line? 5 tackles, 2 sacks, can't ask for anything better than that. Landon Roberts, not a huge game out of your middle run stopping linebacker, only 3 tackles, but he got in there on some big plays, made some big stops, and filled some big gaps, which is pretty much all you can ask for him. TJ disrupted the game, 4 tackles. He had that one big one to start off their first drive in the backfield. No sacks, but he did get some pressures here and there. Other than that, Deshaun Elliott was your leading tackler. That guy, he seems to be hurt pretty much every game, but he gets back out there and does what you need. Patrick McQueen and Patrick Wilson, huge pass defense middle linebackers. I like seeing those guys flash sideline to sideline. It's pretty impressive. Other than that, nothing real big. Alex Highsmith, big return. Did have one penalty for roughing the passer, which, guy's kind of jacked after missing a while. You're not going to fault him for that. Other than that, like I said, the defense looked good. Joey Porter, back on his island, didn't give up a lot of passing yards and didn't have a lot of penalties, which, you can't fault him for that. So, held Jameis in line, 2 touchdowns, can't complain about that. One was a late garbage kind of time touchdown. 2 INTs, which you like to see. And then I thought we had a fumble recovery, but I could be wrong. I thought we had 3 turnovers. Let me find the turnover numbers here. That's the wrong way to scroll that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find the box score. But anyways, defensively, you shut down an offense that doesn't have a lot of stars, but that's what you like to see. They got up to that 7-3 lead, and the touchdown that got them up 7 was kind of on a play where you got a mobile quarterback and you're chasing him around. He got out of the pocket. There's nothing really you can do about that. You did the best you could defensively. Your corners aren't going to hold up that long while you're chasing a guy around. So, and you held Jameis after his huge game and Jerry Jeudy after his huge game in check for the most part. Your receivers are going to get their receptions, and your quarterbacks in garbage time are going to get their stats. So nothing you can do there to fault those guys. Rounding out our special teams aspect, nothing huge. Couple punt returns out of Austin. Nothing spectacular. 20 yards, 10-yard average. Chris Boswell tied his record for most field goals in a season. Made, I think it was 36 that he's made. I think he's 36 of like 39, 36 of 40 or something like that. Really good season for him. 3 extra points, obviously, after the 3 touchdowns that we got. And then Corliss Waitman, another huge game punting. 6 punts, 52.3 yard average. Only 1 inside the 20, but I think a few of his were longer distance punts that didn't quite reach the 20. So nothing you can complain about there. No craziness on any special teams plays this game, aside from the punts when Kadarius Toney lost his mind, threw the ball at Ben Skowronek, got a personal foul on that, and then the next one he just muffed. So your guys we kind of got in his head, and Kadarius Toney's kind of spiraled out of control ever since was it Kansas City last year, where he just had an abysmal couple of games. But overall, I said it earlier in the game. This is a huge game, or earlier in the video, it's a huge game for us to win this game after they didn't necessarily embarrass us, but you got that Thursday night game that in the snow or whatever, and Myles Garrett talking all his trash like he does. But we got a murderer's row coming up. We got Philly. We might be able without George for that game, prime time, or not prime time, but in the late window, and then we got Saturday night after that against the Ravens, and then the Chiefs on the Wednesday. So 10 games, 3 games in 10 days after we had 3 games in 11 days earlier this season. So hopefully the guys are rested well enough, and we head out to Philly, and you got a couple of coaches matching up there that like close games and like to make decisions to make sure that the games are close. Nick Sirianni and Mike Tomlin, I don't know why they need games to be as close as they do every game, regardless of who they play, but should be an interesting one. See who blinks first to make this game the closest. Battle of Pennsylvania. Here we go.